to Tradespoon and Yellow Tunnel. My name is Vlad. I'm CEO and founder of Tradespoon and Yellow Tunnel, and today we're going to have a live trading room open to trade stock and options using our technology. For those of you who are new, welcome. If this is your first live event, do me a favor, type in first. Always want to welcome new subscribers. This is my brief bio. Disclosures are very important. Please read them. If this is the first time you see these disclosures, I encourage you. Good morning, Elmark. All is well. Thank you, Russ, sir. Yeah, everything's good. Disclosures. My mother had a hip replacement yesterday, so she feels better. Hopefully she can start walking again. So I'm excited. But yesterday I had to be with her. All right, so disclosures are very important. Please read them. Trading stock and options involve risk and not suitable for everyone. You must be aware of the risk. If this is the first time you see the disclosures, I encourage you to visit the link on your screen to understand the risk associated with trading stock options. And please consult your financial advisor to make any trading decisions. All right, trading psychology is important. Lady Godiva is here. All right. Sharing screen, still sharing screen. Okay. Again, we're in July. We talked about the June and July kind of still grinding higher, going into the next earnings season. That opinion felt correct, right? For now, I think we're still making new highs and slowly grinding higher, approaching next earnings season. But then the level of uncertainty increases, right? Because the tariffs are due, right? The 90-day pause is due on Canada, European Union, you know, and eventually China, right? Looks like big beautiful bill is going through, right? Doesn't make Elon Musk happy, but you know, there are definitely advantages and disadvantages. Debt is growing, right? I think it's adding another $4 billion over the next 10 years, but it's cutting, you know, SALT taxes, not cutting, yeah. So it gives you credit for SALT taxes, local state taxes, you know, makes the permanent tax cuts from the first administration. So, I mean, what else? Inflation data, right? We're going to have inflation data. We're going to have first unemployment data. This is coming out this Thursday. Again, short week. Friday is off, half a day Thursday, and plus unemployment data. And then we go into the earnings season the following week. So still level of uncertainty. July could be good, but I think August, September, especially if the tariffs, if there is no agreement between China and the United States, I think market is vulnerable for potential pullback. So it's important to keep in mind that, you know, it's hard to time these events. So the economy of control basically says, you know, concentrate on things that are within your control. What's within your control is risk management. How much cash you have. I propose to have 100% or 30% of your portfolio in cash. Don't trade on margin, use positive and negative visualization to get to the to understand the 2.5% maximum exposure per trade. And you go through positive, negative visualization based on how long you usually hold in position, right? If it's a couple hours, you analyze couple hours. If you hours, right? If you're holding position for days, you analyze in days. If you hold in position for weeks, you analyze weeks. I would always go through that exercise. So 4 positions, 2 in portfolio drawdown, 4 positions, 2.5% of account value. 4 positions straightforward. 2.5, try to be diversified, right? A lot of stocks are correlated. I would concentrate on momentum stocks right now. I still think it's a momentum-driven stock market. You do have to be selective about which positions to have. But I would still diversify momentum. You can have industrials doing well. I think financials are doing well. You know, some of the Magnificent Seven, right? AI stocks like Meta, Microsoft are doing well, Netflix, so Palantir. So that's what I would concentrate. And maximum exposure, 2.5% of account value per position. Evan Andrew, good morning. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, hopefully everything will be fine. Thank you, Bill. Good morning, Fred. Good morning, Bill. Glad to slightly down. Your thoughts? Yeah, let's look at the model too. Reaching soon to yourself, wait till end of day, do not sell naked options. So that's 2.5%. How do you determine 2.5%? Let's look at 2.5%. I would look stock forecast toolbox. Let's see what the model says. So 615 is a support. Overhead resistance 622, we were at 617. I agree. Trend is turning positive for next 10 days, potentially. Continue to make new highs, right? We could be at 640, I think it's too aggressive. But 630, right? 630 is possible, right? 636. I mean, we're already at 620. Based on the unemployment data, if unemployment is still the numbers are good within expectations or better, then I think we can get to 630. If inflation is contained, right, we do have drop in interest rates. Right, I keep an eye on interest rate 10-year below 430. Right, that was our magic number. So we're below the magic number. Yield continues to drop on expectation that we're going to have a new Fed chair in less than a year, and he will lower interest rates. Irrelevant to what the economy is doing, but we'll see. Obviously, it's overdone a little bit, but supportive for this short-term rally. Fred said 6 months neutral. I mean, I agree with the market is overbought, right? But it doesn't mean it cannot continue, being overbought for another month or 2 months. So it is overbought. Model doesn't see a lot of momentum outside of 617 level, right? 620 level. Turning negative, that it's too far, too quick. I mean, I agree with the model, right? And we talked about the risk, right? That between now and October, if we don't reach agreement with China and tariffs are actually going to stay, or we're going to see inflation data tick up because of the at least 10% baseline tariffs, or unemployment ticks up, then the market will pull back. But if none of these fears realize, then market is going to continue grinding higher. And, I mean, it doesn't see momentum beyond 620, but I think, obviously we could get there. Right, one data point is usually not enough, right? This is monthly predictions. All right, what does the bar chart says in terms of gamma? $595, right? So the 6,000, the put wall 6,000, what used to be overhead resistance is now support. You have 598, the largest calls right now is at 6,200, and that's where we are, 6,200. So next one is kind of equally distributed. Let's look at July. Let's look at August. It doesn't look right. All right, any questions? All right, so 595, 6,000. So if you're trying to figure out what the 2.5% is, right? We can look at spiders. So let's say, you know, we have a breakout, right? Kind of a confirmed breakout, 615, 610. Day 1, day 2, day 3. I mean, model basically sees 20-day moving average, right? Around 600, 595 is this is your level of support. This is where you want to consider buying. For day trading, I think, what did we say? 10 days. That's 615. I think 615 is lower. I would have used the breakout 610. 610. So if you're doing day trading, I would use 1% stop loss. All right, 610. So that's about, you know, call it 6 points. Let's call it 10 points. Easier to do math. 10 points here, and then otherwise I would use maybe 20 points if you're doing longer term holding. So 10 points stop loss, 20 points stop loss, right? This is support number 1. This is support number 2. Right, we know that there is a positive gamma right in here, 595, 600 market. You know, buyers will step in, right? I mean, obviously, if we break through this level, then the sell-off will probably accelerate to 590, 580 level. So that's support number 1, support number 2, and then on $10,000 account, I propose not to risk more than 2.5%. So that's $250. And then $250 divided by 10, that's 25 shares, and by 20 is 12 shares. Any questions? Let's look at, there was alert on, let's see, Starbucks and Nasdaq. So I do have to put these trades. Give me a second. Nasdaq, what was it, August 18? I recall. These are paid alerts, so I'm gonna just execute them. Okay. Starbucks 95. Starbucks. Okay. What else? So these are the two. Then we have Cisco. Cisco kind of losing momentum, right? Staying flat, not making new highs. Let's see. I think I can close this trade. Delete. Oops. Yep. Trader log. Delete orders. So let's review Cisco. So I bought at the stock. If you did a stock, I'm out 68, 68.70 right now, 69.20. If you bought an option, 262, it's trading at, what is it trading at? 330. So about 60 cents of 20%, 20%. So I'm gonna close it. I'll send alert. So credit off. Let's see, it's gonna get 320. And again, if you want exposure to telecommunication, right? This is telecommunication technology, infrastructure, right? Network gear. Then you can hold the position, right? You can continue holding the position. But again, the signal was generated originally June 23, so it's been almost 2 weeks now. 1 week, sorry, 1 week. So I'm out 320. Wait for the next signal. Any questions on Cisco? We'll send the alert. Let's see. Send the alert. Close. All right. All right, any questions? All right, so Fred, we talked about 6 model, okay. So that's Cisco. So I'm out of Cisco. Let's continue with other positions. So I have NVIDIA and JP Morgan, right? NVIDIA, same thing like Cisco did stock and option to compare. And then JP Morgan, just a stock. So these are the signals from this week. You can find other signals here, right? Aggressive power trader. We have Broadcom again, NVIDIA, CrowdStrike again. We have CrowdStrike's security system, CVS, right? Retail, healthcare, Nike, and Spider. So all of these are kind of the new signals. Let's look at Profit Accelerator. You have a Disney, General Electric, JP Morgan, NVIDIA. General Electric looks decent. Tesla is pulling back, right, after, again, I think comments. As far as I'm not sure if it's the exit or the politics. Trump report says we'll consider deporting Musk. Okay, so it's again delivery drop as Musk fallout rivalry based on demand. Okay, so there's politics, deliveries, and Tesla sharp pullback. I would look at the 300 support because there was a lot of gamma at Tesla at 300. Yeah, so put wall is 300, gamma flip point at 317. You know, day 1, day 2, we're below 300. You could have a, you know, the sell-off could accelerate. The sell-off could accelerate. So I would be careful and just keep an eye on the 300 level, and 300 or 200-day moving average. So JP Morgan slightly lower today. NVIDIA is also slightly lower today. Big drop in Tesla. I mean, Amazon is flat. Apple looks like trying to do a catch-up trade, building the bottom, Microsoft slightly higher, Meta, Netflix. So Dow Jones is slightly positive. You do have a price. One notable is gold, right? Gold is recovering. And I am keeping an eye on the dollar, right? We do have a weak dollar, and dollar continues to deteriorate. So, I mean, again, trade away from United States. And people are not buying. I mean, Germany for now, kind of the same. Europe. So I don't see the correlation between dollar and trade away from United States. It's kind of also, but you know, I think eventually it will start going higher, right? As long as dollar is getting weaker. But that has been the pattern. But now it doesn't have any effect. Doesn't look like it has effect on interest rates or the equity markets. And let's see. And Bitcoin struggling to get above all-time high at 112. It's kind of this triple top developing, lower highs, lower lows. So that's something I would also watch for Bitcoin. Any questions? All right, any questions? What else is happening? Let's look. Okay, so we have big, beautiful bill, Tesla mass dynamics. Trump is slashing Tesla subsidies. Okay, this is nothing new, just flare-ups, I guess. Trade negotiations. Trump administration keep on including finalizing U.S.-China deal involving rare earth metals. Okay, that's not new. U.S.-Canada looks like stalled. There was a over the weekend, tariffs on U.S. tech companies, then it got rolled back. Trump comments on Japan. So Japan, I mean, market needs an excuse to pull back, but I still think it's going to be kind of a shallow pullbacks for now. One big beautiful bill. Sole deduction, consumer spending, corporate, okay. Shares of renewable energies fell, so that's contributing to Tesla and renewable energy. Okay, so unemployment data, we talked about that. Okay. All right, I think we covered the news. Let's see what else. So we talked about NVIDIA GPU. So again, I'm trying to I don't have a lot of positions. I mean, I added 2 more for paid service, but outside of Nasdaq and Starbucks, Nasdaq and Starbucks are heading higher. No, Starbucks is going higher. Nasdaq and Starbucks. Out of Cisco, so you can remove Cisco trade. General Electric is on the list. How's Disney doing? Do you want to add Disney? You do have Disney, Nike. These are all decent signals. Let's see. Let's look at Nike. Or Disney. Yeah, so 65. Obviously, it was 70. Huge position at 70. And Nike is up too much, so it's like 70 is a strong support. I'm looking at, I mean, 70-65 put spread. I know Fred likes put spreads. You can get for 50 cents. It's about 1%. Assuming that Nike, that was a signal, I think, a couple days ago, or Disney Similar. Assuming this level holds 70, right? That's the gap. Then 70-65 spread you can get for 60 cents. Or you can do, let's see Disney. How's Disney? Let's see where Disney is. 123. Flip point is 110. 110. So you have a lot of support at 110 put spread. And 110, 120. 110, 120. Okay, so 120 is a breakout. So let's see, 120, 115 spread. Vertical spread. I'm not going to do naked put, but I just give the prices. What's in 120? July 18, 120. Bull put spread. July 18, lag 1, 120. Naked put. July 18, 120. 62 cents. So it's a 0.5%. 0.5%. So I like Nike better. Looks like more volatility. Nike 7 July 18 days till expiration. That, I mean, it's moved away. So this is delayed quotes, but you can get up to 1%. So that's good. Let's see. JP Morgan going, looks like recovering. Yeah, JP Morgan, I think, is trying to get through tonight. It got rejected at the 290 yesterday. So I think it's a second attempt to break through the 290 level. Yeah, there's just huge, largest position is at 290. So it got rejected the first time, 270. Yeah, JPM call wall 90, 290. It's pretty far. Okay. Let's see. Let's compare it. All right, 854. Gold, let's see, gold. And I think still buying, especially if you want to hedge, I think gold is the best way to hedge. Gamma flip 298, last price is 304, gold, put wall is 300. I think 300 holds, 308. I think this is fine. Any other questions? Disney, talked about Disney, JP Morgan, talked about Nvidia, General Electric. General Electric. And try to break out, right? So let's see. General Electric. Let's look at the position. 260. Yeah. So you do have higher concentration as at 260. So it obviously has a hard time getting through 260. You do have support at 250. So 250 is your support, 260 is overhead resistance. We're in the middle of the range. So Tesla is recovering above 300. US dollar hit 1973 low. Yeah, US dollar is low. I don't know about 1973. If you look at DXY, we were, during global financial crisis, we're at 70. So we're still far away from the lows, but yeah, 70s we were at 80 based on DXY. So pretty far from the lows, but 2019, 2018 lows, right? During the tariff negotiations, we were at 90 back in 2018, and I think that's where we're heading, right? So next level is 90. So that correlation is probably stay where the dollar continues to go weaker, euro continues to rebound, Japanese yen continues to rebound from this oversold condition, dollar continues to pull back. Yield is stable. VIX is still 16 handle, QQQ slightly lower, spiders coming flat, small caps. Flat, let's see. But one of the main beneficiaries is copper. Copper is doing better. Next PX is basically 6200 yield next level overhead resistance. So 6100 to 6200. So it needs to get through the 6200 on SPX, and that's where the SPX now is. Okay, and Discord, guys, any questions? No questions on Discord. Let's see any other questions. Yeah, so 60, it needs to clear 6,200. That's the largest call. And then the next one, 6,250 and 6,300. Any questions? All right, 9:05. If there are no other questions, then Keith will be back at the closing. Though keep in mind, short week, so expect, potential volatility on Thursday. It's a half a day session plus unemployment data, so that's something to keep an eye on. Let's see. Powell's speech, PMI data, final manufacturing PMI, construction spending, job openings, ISM manufacturing. So Thursday. Today, I'm not sure if there's any big move. Yeah, interest rate, so it's not moving on the macroeconomic data. The other stocks turning positive. QQQ is underperforming today. Spiders are flat. Small caps are flat. Gold, silver grinds higher. That's about it. So Starbucks is higher. Nasdaq grinding higher. JP Morgan grinding higher. So Tesla is trying to recover. All right. Any other questions? All right. If there are no other questions, Keith will be back at closing bell. There are no earnings this week. I think just the STZ, not very liquid name. Constellation Brands. I think the earnings is today, actually. Probably after the close, but it's not a very liquid name. Other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow morning. I should be back tomorrow morning. Sorry about yesterday. Oh no, Keith is doing tomorrow. Sorry. So I'll see you on Discord. I'll see you Thursday. So Keith will do Wednesday morning, and on Discord I'll see you guys on Thursday morning. Thank you.